So moving on to a little project you worked on recently. The last few weeks, you've been posting stats on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So I had a look at them, and you wanted me to tell you what I think.
Yeah.
So like any good marketing consultant, first I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
What was your objective, Ben?
I'm trying to appeal to a certain type of marketing manager. So obviously being an ex-corporate background like yourself, I know that people love stats because stats help convince senior leaders, the SLT, whoever it is, and just you got them for 3 minutes and you get every day's an elevator pitch. So I thought, right. My thing is I'm doing a whole lot of stuff. So we're actively involved with the pitch club. Cause is a big part of that. That's a separate thing we can talk about another time. Probably get Thibaut on to talk about it. So that's covered. So the stats is my way of adding some value.
You wanted to appeal to a certain type of audience.
Yes.
Now, here's where I become a bit of a marketing elite. So is that your objective or is that a tactic? Because I think that's a tactic.
Ooh.
I think your objective, really,
that's actually smart.
Your goal.
That's probably the smartest thing you've said.
Sometimes I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I think your objective is leads. You want new customers, right? So you want work.
Why else does anyone use LinkedIn? Rather than for really bad clickbait
jobs and stuff. But yeah.
Well, finding a job. That's it. LinkedIn is.
But it's lead gen, right? It's your objective lead gen. Well, I mean, it could be two things. It's brand awareness. It's
actually awareness. Awareness.
Well,
I got to get.
You can pick one in a minute.
Okay.
Or maybe I'll let you have multiple goals, and then we can talk about why you should never do that. Anyway. So you've got lead gen, So
you already said that everything is wrong.
No. That's my job. You've got lead gen, you've got brand awareness, and you've got one thing which you kind of hint at a little bit, which is establishing yourself as a thought leader in the space and that you know what you're talking about. So, I mean, that and brand awareness can probably be interchangeable.
Yeah.
So my thoughts on it are that I think you did a good job of that. Not a great job, but a good job.
Okay.
You were posting.
I can think that. It's like
you were posting. You did all the usual stuff like the short copy because people don't want to read stuff now, and then you've got captivate, like striking imagery. My thoughts on it now that we've talked about objectives. If it is let's say it's lead gen, because essentially it's right, testing whether you're going to get leads from it. My thoughts on lead gen were. You gave good value in that you were giving people information, highly accurate, current, relevant, new information about platforms that we all use, about industry trends, and about data from things that you've seen yourself and you've tested and you've researched, you've validated. So you're establishing yourself as a thought leader already. It was short, it was sharp, it was in your brand theme because I know your brand, but. Because there's always a but, right?
I'm ready for it.
So there's two things actually, two buts. If it's lead gen, there wasn't a great call to action in most of them, but I think this is because you were testing it.
Yeah.
So in some of them, I noticed you'd put, give us a call if you want to learn more about this. That's great. I probably would have made that easier for them by using some of the functionality of LinkedIn, but I don't know if you didn't want to test that because you've got the call to action links, or dropping a specific link in there to go, here's more. We used to talk about drillable media. So drillable meaning, here's a piece of content. You want to go deeper, so drill back in. So that drill down could have been from one of those posts, a splash, a landing page on your site that then expands on that specific piece of data or that fact that you're talking about. And then then you've got them on your own assets. You can put a capture form in there. You can have a click to call. You can have a live chat, and then you've got your lead warmed. It's a marketing qualified lead now.
Yeah.
So as opposed to just hoping for the engagement to happen on someone else's platform, which we don't like doing.
No.
You bring them onto your own assets. Right. Do you want to hire me? I'm available.
Yeah.
So the other thing, because I'm not finished with.
So wait, to summarize that.
No, I'm not finished beating you up.
Okay.
So there's that, right? This is the call to action. The other thing is, and you're going to like this one, so you've always referred to Corsa as a storytelling agency, right? So it's many things. It's creative, and it is incredibly creative. It is different, but that underlying we tell stories. It's still in your LinkedIn profile. It's creativity and data to convergence of creativity and data to create stories. But those posts didn't stay true to that. You didn't. So you gave facts and info. But I don't think you told a story. But you've got loads of stories to tell.
I do.
So you could have one of those about the Instagram changes or about the feed size change, that sort of stuff. You could have told a story about your experience to go, hey, even in 3 dot points, or do that on your landing page and just go, hey, so this is what this means. I've tried this, I did this. These 3 of my clients learned this from it. And I think then you've got that brand awareness, thought leadership, and you generated a lead. So that was just my quick thoughts on it.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. So this one, podcast, once again, we'll put this on the screen. Podcasts convert better than Facebook ads. Really interesting report here from Edison. 46% of weekly podcast listeners have purchased. Like, that's super interesting.
Yeah, again, really good, great fact. And it's striking and it's your style.
Yeah.
And then that's a perfect setup for some drillable media. So then you get them in your site.
So we've got 61, like opening the kimono here. Is that the phrase?
Okay.
I guess. Revealing all secrets. So they got 61 impressions organically. Like, we're not a huge following, guys, just to caveat this. But unique 33. So people looked at it a few times. Engagement was 4.92% and 3 likes. So it was pretty not great. But it's all right. But then there's other ones that we did. And like here, this one with the toothbrushes. So we'll put wherever that one went.
Yes,
which I thought was the weakest one.
I knew this would be the best.
Instagram is like a toothbrush, super useful, but only if you use it. When I did this, I wasn't completely sold, but I thought if I'm scrolling on the toilet on LinkedIn, I want to see that. And so it worked and that performed. So that's what we're going to do.
And that's your brand. That's your tone. Yeah. It's people like metaphors and analogies and acronyms. All that.
This is super corny. See, this is what bugs me is because time to start brushing up your social media is corny. Like I approved this post when my team said to me this one. I said that yes, it's corny, but I like it and I'm willing to test it. And it annoys me that corniness. Well, I'm annoyed that corniness works.
It's got me through my life. I'm as dads, you're allowed to be corny. But I knew this would be the most popular. Yes, it's corny. It's a bit cheesy, but people like that stuff, and it is. It's a break in your day from all of the monotony.
I think that's what it is. I think that's the insight here. The insight is when you're posting on LinkedIn, which we're going to save the LinkedIn discussion for another day. But yeah, people just want some relief. Just provide what do we call it? The general public. Just provide people. People want to there's enough craziness going on in the world right now. Let's just make them smirk. Yeah?
Smirk.
I should put that on the website. Our content makes people smirk. Yeah. Needs to be refined.
Makes you laugh even when you don't want to.
If the inside is we've got to be a little bit corny and a little bit quirky. How can I? Because I was a bit lazy here. I didn't put a link to your point. There's nothing drillable here. Yeah. I didn't provide I've called out where we source the information from. Obviously, the toothbrush thing is our thing. That wasn't in that white paper. So no hashtags. So is that relevant on LinkedIn? Yeah. Okay. Use hashtags on LinkedIn. Neil says.
And there's you can usually find some good ones as well, even industry specific as well that aren't generally widely used, but you can get some traction with it.
And so the next line. So if that's the fact, what's the next sentence? What did I leave out here? What do you think? And not to put you on the spot now, but how do I make this better?
Well, I mean, tell a story again. It goes back to your storytelling skills. So I'd be saying I'd probably be trying to tell. Again, not necessarily on this platform, but try and get them onto your own assets.
Yeah.
Or even in like a short video, which you're very good at creating. To say, here's a story about this. So Instagram's like a toothbrush, super useful, but only if you use it. Perfect. Immediately with that, I'd have probably had an image in there as well of somebody brushing their teeth, just to.
I almost thought some stock imagery of a toothbrush, or like a corny. Like, do I go all in on the corniness? Yeah.
So I'd have done just a few little creative media changes. So maybe used an image. I'm a big one for language, so I use contractions basically in everything, unless it's
that's good to know.
A corporate policy to speak very formally. I use contractions. So if you are prioritizing Facebook over Instagram, it is probably time you rethink that. Nobody really talks like that, right?
Yeah.
So you'd say if you're prioritizing Facebook over Instagram, it's probably time you
that's good. Love it.
The little contractions, things like that. Yeah. But ultimately get your storytelling abilities in there so it's immediately obvious, and then get them somewhere else. Give them something else to do. I'd have even put share if you agree or
that's it.
Anything like that.
Yeah. I think the end game of this, like based on the engagement so far, we're going to keep doing this for another week or so because I think this has got legs, and then maybe we pivot into a newsletter where we can provide this if there's enough demand, and if the traction keeps growing, then maybe we take all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
and 100. Do a newsletter.
Underline. So just thinking now, while I'm looking at what you're talking as well. One thing I probably would have done on this post in particular is where it says, Aussie Instagram ads reach 52.5% of the population, up by 2.3 million. Time to start brushing up your social game. I probably would have ended that with, and here's why.
Right.
Or if you want leads, and here's how.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think of that.
So you go in, I know what I'm talking about. I'm the authority. I'm the one that's going to tell you why. Even better, how.
And you know what? Like, I know all this, and I've probably said this to a client when I'm doing an audit or a thing. I've said exactly, but it's just when it's you, when like you get in your head, it's like
you blinkered when you.
That's it. It's like
business,
I'm just trying, like, guys, we need 10 stats because we need to post for the next 10 days. So give me.
Got to feed the algo.
We've got to fill it. So find me this, and I'm all in there, and like I'm doing 100 things. Clients calling me. I'm asking for high res logos.
That's why everyone needs to zoom out. Everyone needs support around them, even from an agency or a consultant or a friend or whatever. Doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't even have to be paid for smaller stuff, right? But even as a business owner, you're too blinkered by what's going on. You're trying to service clients. So and everyone experiences this. All sizes of business, even ones with huge marketing teams, they get too focused on hitting KPIs and doing things because that's what they're supposed to be doing, and not using critical thought or applying any of the inherent skills that most creative marketers have got to go, do you know what? Let's not do that because it's a box tick. Let's do something different that we know is going to work. And then, like you've done here, the data proves the case.
Yeah.
That was the most successful post. And it's not even polished.
No.
So
could have done a lot better.
I'd say throw it out again before the next episode.
Yeah.
Make those changes.
We'll do some more.
And then we'll see how it goes.
So Neil, I put this on the internet. It was the best performing one. I don't like it because it's corny, but you want me, what 3 things did you want me to do?
So I'd use contractions, so it's more human language.
Yep.
So you're talking like a human. I'd be using an image. It'd be worth testing though. I'd be using an image that's striking to get the attention of people, and I'd 100% be leaning on your brand as storytellers to tell a story. So at the end of it, I'd say, time to start brushing up your social game, and here's why, or even better, and here's how, and then give them a really good call to action. You've got them on your own digital asset. You can then throw in a collection form, contact form, and you've got them. So that's then a marketing qualified lead. So instead of just looking for engagement and kind of hoping, you're giving people a path to follow. So you've got to follow the path, create a qualified lead.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
You are welcome.
Stay tuned for the follow-up.